Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another pulse-pounding episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Netflix Earthrise Soundwave. Thank you for watching my videos. If you like what you see, please comment below, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ding that bell so that at some point in the future you will be notified when I drop new content. And with all that said, let's get into it. We'll start off with a look at the packaging. And instead of the black packaging, it's white and black with some red. Look at the top here, Transformers, more than meets the eye. An Autobot logo. Nice big window. Decepticon Soundwave. Netflix Original. Takara Tomy. Generations. Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy down here. 8+ Hasbro on the side. Nice artwork of Soundwave. And on the other side of the box, the Earthrise artwork that we are familiar with. Even from the regular line boxes, same artwork, just colored a little differently. Authentic. Transformers War for Cybertron. Netflix. A Netflix original series. And if you guys haven't watched that, it's worth a watch. It's not the greatest thing ever, but I don't have too many complaints about it. I may cover that in a future video after Kingdom drops. But anyway, Decepticon Soundwave. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Ravage. Laserbeak. Ravage transformed in 7 steps. Laserbeak in 4. Product shots of Soundwave himself. 19 steps. Then we have Hasbro, whatever that is. Small print. Foreign print. Don't stick things in your oral orifice. On the bottom, Transformers Authentic. Recycle. Symbols, small print foreign languages, assortment number stuff, and a barcode. Now, as far as what is in the packaging, pretty much this. There is an insert in here. I don't know. I'm not going to pull it out. I don't think it's going to be much good for anything. So, there we go. And, of course, clamshell on the inside. That does it for the packaging. But before we jump into the next segment, let's take a quick look at the instructions. Nice illustrations. Simple instructions to follow. Soundwave on one side. Ravage and Laserbeak on the other side. All right. That does it for this section. Alright, next up, let's take a look at the alt modes. Start with Laserbeak. As you can see, pretty tape shaped, but not looking like a tape that much. Ravage, on the other hand, I love the deco that they put on this one. Very much like the G1 toy. He does look more like a tape than any of the others because of the deco. The backside, not so much. Use that. And the main feature. I think they did a really good job of turning that Siege mold into this Earthrise figure. It does have gappy problems here. You can see the light right on through. And here. So those are pretty big glaring gaps. Other than that, this thing looks pretty darn good. The difference in this one and the G1 is on the G1, this part would be on the inside rather than the outside. And another comparison to the G1 that I wish they could have figured out a way to do on this one is that these two guns would have fit into his back like in a battery compartment like the G1 figure. Pretty messy from that side. Not quite as messy on this side, but still messy. And the back side is a bit messy, but the front side is where the joy's at. I think they did nice deco. They did nice paint where there is paint. Especially love that detail right straight from the G1 toy. Right and left again. Very reminiscent of the G1 figure. All right. That does it for alt mode. All right, this might be a little on the ridiculous side, but let's do a scale comparison for alt mode. There, as always, is Titan Returns Legends Class Bumblebee. And I'm not even going to spin it around. This, I mean, you can see that definitely the size is off. So, you know, it is what it is. Robot mode will be a little better than that. And here is Alternate Universe Dead Optimus Prime. How he scales up. You definitely won't be carrying that inside the cab, Optimus. Spike. Yeah. Okay. And that does it for size comparison. And now let's look at a comparison of the alt modes between the Siege versions and the Earthrise version. First off, let's take a look at the Laserbeaks. As you can see, the Earthrise one here, there's a lot more paint apps on this one, and the details here look a lot like the decals that came on the G1. So the back side's pretty much the same. The Siege one has that Decepticon symbol. The Earthrise one does not. That's pretty much the comparisons between those two guys. The Ravages, on the other hand, there's a great tongue-tied again. A great bit of difference in the deco in these two. Earthrise, Siege. As you can see, they did that tape paint job on the Earthrise version. Only one Decepticon symbol as opposed to two. And again, the backside's pretty much the same. And just because I got them out. There is how they compare to Rumble on the top there. Frenzy. Ratbat. And Wing Thing. And now, let's just move these guys out of the way. You know, 2 different alt modes. It's not much you can really compare. This Siege, not mold. The Siege version, I mean, the alt mode is just, it's a steaming pile, you know. But there it is. It's all about the robot mode on that one. And there is the comparison between the figures. And now for transformations. Let's start off with Ravage. First, you want to get these loose. There's this tiny little itty bitty tab and slot right here. Well, not really a slot because one side of it's open, but there you go. Then the front legs also have that tab and slot. So pull those loose. And with the back legs, this is the hip joint. And that whole thing just rotates. And spin these parts a little bit. And flip them up. Rotate them the rest of the way. Same on this side. Now they only go so far, so don't try to force it any more than it naturally goes. All right, then pull the back legs down. For the head, just kind of flips up. And the front legs, just bend that down. There is Ravage. Keep bumping stuff and knocking it off the table, damn it. All right, for Laserbeak, start out by flipping his head up. Pulling it out. This silver part right here just flips up. Pull the wings out. And flip the legs down. All right, with Soundwave, let's start by untabbing these sections and folding them in. Put that flat back down. All right, then you want to tab the legs. So there's a slot right there and a tab right there. Just going to, oh, you know, I should have paid attention to the back first. Pull all the guns off. Alright, now you can fold his legs down and then twist. Well, I can't do that yet. Turn the legs that way so the knees are pointed to the back. Then you want to separate the arms. Then you want to untab them. There is the slot and the tab. And when you unfold them, it's a tab. No, there's the tab. Fits into that slot. Alright, now that that's out of the way, pull his arms up just a little bit. Spin his waist around. Put the arms back down if you want to. Now for the feet, pull this gray piece out, and then that whole piece comes up. But be careful with it, because there is a peg right there that goes in the hole in his foot. And then flip the foot out, fold this piece in, and fold all that back down. Same thing on this side. Get his fists out. Dang it, quit kicking the camera. They just flip out. Rotate the arm, or you can rotate the arm, then flip the fist out. Pull this piece back, then flip his head up, and then there's two tabs here. They go in this big old slot right here. And that holds his head level. Then you take his guns. There's a port right here. I'm going to stick the shoulder cannon on, as if I can do it. There we go. And then this gun pulls out. Goes in his hand, and then this one, although you can fold it out and make it longer, I don't like it that way. I don't really like this gun all that much anyway. But there you go. It's a gun, he comes with it. You can put it in his hand. Alright, there they are, all three transformed. Now let's talk about robot modes. And mostly the articulation. Laserbeak's head has a little bit of articulation. And then not really any in the wings. I mean, they do articulate, but that's about all you can do with them, and the feet can fold in. And that's about it for his articulation. With Ravage, his head can go down and up. His legs can move at the shoulders and at the knees. In the front, and not really much at all in the back. I mean, you can move them a little bit, but it's pretty static. He basically makes a pose, and that's about it. Soundwave, the main event. Let's take his guns off. There's his head. You can see a little bit of the light piping working. There it goes. And as far as articulation goes, his head goes all the way around. He can look up that far. He can look down that far. Arm all the way around. Goes out that far. Swivel at the bicep. And about 90 degrees at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist unless you count that. You see what I was doing even. Basically, that's due to transformation. That's it. Of course, his chest does open up. Swivel at the waist all the way around. Kicks up that far. If we lift the butt flap up, he can kick back that far. Rotation at the thigh all the way around. Knee bend of 90 degrees. And at the ankle, he has slight tilt, but no rocker. Nice Decepticon symbol on his chest. I like the nice bright colors on him. Good paint apps. Butt flap. And that covers robot mode. Next up, let's do the size comparison because I did it in reverse as to what I normally do earlier when I was doing alt mode, so we'll just keep going with that. There is Titans Returns, Legends Class, Bumblebee, and Leader Class, Earthrise, Optimus Prime. So I would say that Soundwave scales pretty good with these guys. Ravage and Laserbeak too. Don't want to leave them out. And let's see. Sizing up of the tapes. Or shields or whatever. Siege, Laserbeak. Oops. Dang it. Siege, Ravage. Wing Thing. Oops. Rat Bat. It doesn't like to stand up. So lay down on the job, Rat Bat. Rumble. And Frenzy. And that's how they scale up, folks. All right, now let's do the Siege versions to the Earthrise versions. All right, let's start with Laserbeak. Again, there are differences on the wings. Pretty much the differences we discussed when he was in his alt mode. Now, Earthrise Laserbeak has the Decepticon symbol on his head, and he has eyes on each side of his head, where the Siege one has the Decepticon logo on his backpack and one single windshield eye. And other than that, these guys are the same. Put those out of the way. Now let's look at Ravage next. This is Siege and Earthrise. You can see the tape deco more. Sorry, I'm shaking. Had my legs up on my arms up on my knees. These guys seem to be the same exact mold to me, just with different deco on them. Keep dropping him. So, just deco, excuse me, just deco different on those two guys. And now let's look at Soundwave. They both have light pips. Siege's eyes are light, and Earthrise's are red. Kind of have to get the light shining directly in it to really see it. The weapons are exactly the same. New molded parts for the legs. Same feet though. It's different here at the knees. These pieces are different. Those pieces are the same. The crotch covers. Chest and arms seem to be the same. Butt flap. And this one has not butt flap, but glass butt. And of course, this one has the big backpack. And I really think that does it for comparison. You can pretty much see, oops, you can see the differences in them pretty clearly, and you can see the similarities in them pretty clearly. And now my final thoughts on Earthrise Netflix Soundwave. Which I said earlier, the torso on these two were the same. They're not exactly the same. You can see around the door, they are just a little bit different. Let's get him out the way. Now, as far as everything else goes, let's see how the tapes fit. And we will start with Ravage. He just sets in there, push him down, push it in. Hey, he fits. And he ejects. Awesome. Let's do the same with Laserbeak. Voila, he fits and ejects and flies out a little bit. Now, here is Ratbat. Let's see if he fits. Very tight. Nope, he's just a little too wide. And here is Rumble. Let's see how he fits, or if he fits. All right. Got him in the tray. Let's see if he'll close up. Hey, he did. And ejects. Awesome. Let's try Rat Bat one more time. I don't want to tear nothing up. Ooh, that's tight. All right, he fits, but he does not eject. There we go. All right, so if you were wondering about that, everybody but Rat Bat fits. Rat Bat and Wing Thing. But my final thoughts on this guy is a very nice throwback to the G1 toy. I really enjoy it. It's a nicely done remold of the Siege mold, or retooling of the Siege mold, I guess I should say. This gun, still not super thrilled about. Uh-oh. That wasn't supposed to happen. He still has the little flip out thingies. Like the Siege one, they could have took those off. They took the shoulder mounted ones off. So I don't know why they didn't take those off. Maybe it's probably because it's due to transformation. Because they kind of fill in the gap a little bit on the backside. But if you can find this guy, he is a Walmart exclusive because he's from the Netflix line. Pick him up. If you enjoy the G1 Soundwave, that is. If you don't care and give a crap about G1 Soundwave, then this one is a pass for you, unless you missed out on the Siege version. He is a worthy addition to my collection, at least, and will be going in the display. Thanks for watching my video. If you like what you saw, please comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to ding the bell so that when future content drops, you will be aware of it. And with all that said, I will see you next time.